Hey House and Home, it's Pete Kiriakopoulos from Studio 191, and today we're here to talk about backyard design. I want to talk about three of my favorite backyard designs, starting here in the Junction area of Toronto. This is a renovation. There was a small family here who did their best. The backyard had a lot of grass, had a lot of elements for small children, which were wonderful, but weren't necessarily, the best expression of the current homeowners and wanting to be able to have a place that they could lounge and entertain, as well as have their small child as well. Grass, like in so many situations, it wasn't gonna grow. Pouring resources into it, fertilizer and water and all kinds of attention and stuff like that, and it just wasn't surviving. So the grass was the first thing to come out. We wanted to make sure that we filled it with lots of plants that love the conditions that we're in. So we made sure to do that. And then some ground coverings that also let the water return to the ground. So we added pea gravel as well as the gardens. There was a deck that was existing here made out of Western red cedar, beautifully done. And it's about 20 years old and in fabulous condition. Cedar is absolutely the quiet hero of every single one of these projects. So we wanted to make sure that we carried that through to the fencing as well too. Cedar fencing is always my go-to. Again, wanting to have things that are natural, that are gonna age well and be durable as well too. The shadow box design looks exactly the same on both sides, which is why we call it a good neighbor fence. We have 100% privacy across the entire perimeter, as well as ventilation. I mean, we're in a city, we're very close together, so we want to make sure that air gets transferred through. We used the Western red cedar just because it's naturally resistant to rot, decay, and insect damage, which makes it the perfect material for outdoor projects. It's such a beautiful foil for our plantings and furnishings and other stuff. The plantings that we installed very specific to the location that we're in the project that we've got. We've got Japanese maples, the green varieties. They maintain that green, which we thought was going to be really the perfect planting to contrast with the fence, as well as the neighbor's laneway home here has got the black metal. And so it softens things up incredibly quickly. Underneath there, it gets quite shady most of the time, so we've got Japanese forest grass and hostas, unbeatable combination in any shade situation, very low maintenance, perennials, and then a euonymus in the back, say that 3 times fast, which has got some blossoming as well in the spring, which is nice, and I think it's kind of in full bloom right now. Yeah, I mean, all these elements are like, sorry, look at the camera. Jack Nicholson did that in all his movies. The design here was meant really to deliver on utility and aesthetics, and utility is comfort, right? And being comfortable for this family, and I think for so many, is feeling natural, like you're in a space that feels like home. We've got beautiful finishes that contrast with the warm woods. This living space is a place where these clients can have drinks with their friends, coffee in the morning all on their own, or hang out as a family. It's a really comfortable, inviting, homey space outside. The project here was designed with what you'll often hear designers discuss as sort of a sense of place, right? It had to make sense with obviously what the client's intentions were, but also the surroundings. I think of another project that we had in the west end of Toronto, Port Credit, Mineola area, large home, large property, pool, cabana room kind of thing. A little different than what we have in this case, but a lot of the principles are the same. It's just the applications that were different. We wanted that to feel natural. I mean, we had big, beautiful, mature trees around us, and we wanted to take advantage of and sort of echo that natural setting. There was a pool there, and I don't think it helped that I saw it in the dreariest of November days, covered with, not the prettiest pool cover. Things didn't look great. It was a very dreary space. We had some older fencing, not necessarily constructed the best way, and certainly ready for an update and a refresh. We've got huge property lines that needed privacy attended to. Again, Western red cedar does that beautiful job of being that perfect background for green and other plants to grow in front of and around. And how we engineered that fence specifically was we still wanted to make sure that while we were getting that privacy, the air transfer was good. So as soon as we got up to a certain level where privacy wasn't an issue, we actually gapped the top of the fence. The plantings there near those spaces were actually plantings that were a lot taller and a little wispy because they would catch the breeze. Just seeing the grass or the plants moving will make you feel cooler. It's an aesthetically beautiful thing as well too. We definitely helped the pool. The surround, we went with a light gray paver there and a marble light in the pool, which encouraged a really beautiful turquoise water in the pool, contrasted with that lustrous red cedar on the fencing that was surrounding that. The plantings, natural rock there. We created a cabana room there as well too. It was like an old storage shed essentially without a wall. We put a mural in there and put some beautiful patio furniture in there as well, to kind of be like this chill out space in addition to the exterior chaise lounge space for sunning and drying out, as well as like the cooking space. That shed is the original shed, didn't touch it. And that shed is Western Red Cedar. Gosh knows how many years old that is, and there's no signs of anything other than just natural patina. So yeah, we left it in. I mean, when we approach any design, we're not intent on just tearing everything up and making it ours. We want to make sure that the beautiful and the durable and the substantial things that are part of a project are maintained wherever we can as well. There's a few materials that we use with frequency, and that's for good reason. Materials that we know are going to be high performance for our clients. Things like natural stone, whenever possible, is what we prefer. And also Western Red Cedar, if I can have it, because of the natural luster of the product, durability, coming from sustainably managed forests, kind of the perfect product for us to use for things like fences and decks. It's what comes up again and again. I think also of our project that we did in the Little Italy area of Toronto. Another small kind of urban backyard with some similar but also unique demands as well too. This backyard was very narrow, kind of wedge-shaped, and we wanted to make sure that we made it feel as big as possible while also giving it a beautiful aesthetic. We had an existing deck made of plywoods and maybe some other things, I'm not quite sure, materials unknown. We had multiple levels, so it shrinks the space and it makes it feel smaller because you've got dips and levels and different things like that. So in a space like that, what we wanted to do was create one even level the entire way. So we actually lifted the ground up, so the whole backyard was one level, instantly making it feel bigger. And that created an opportunity to make a very nice landing deck coming out of the home that bordered and then met some beautiful cobblestone brick pavers, and then pea gravel going all the way to the back. And then the fencing that we used there was actually 2x2 pickets. So something very different from what you might see in here and in some of the other spaces. As we looked at this space, said, hey, how are we going to, sort of leverage and use all the good stuff that we have here and design for that? We realized we've got these beautiful gardens next door and lovely neighbors. So that helped us create a design that used those elements. And what we did was fencing that also stepped down almost to like waist level at the back. And then you have these beautiful gardens coming in over either side. We had seating back there too that was sitting under that fence, so we designed the seating to be kind of low, so you still had privacy. We created a bench there with 2 planters, and we've got storage inside there, beautiful little box joints on each corner, so a nice little like detail there, and all natural materials. Pea gravel, Western Red Cedar across both sides, as well as we had this beautiful gate at the back there. It actually helps frame the space really beautifully. It all works really well together. This place was formed for how it's located. That's generally a designer's job. If we don't have any job there at all, it's to have everything make sense together and flow. This design makes great sense for here, and other designs, be they how the fence might look or, how the plantings might be orientated, may be more beneficial to other settings. Even closer backyards and taking advantage of everything that was around us, which is so important, especially with some of these smaller exterior projects.